Good evening, friends. You are most welcome to Civil Affairs channel. Today we are going to discuss social anthropology by MAAN IGNOU, and our topic is comparative ethnography MANE003, the ritual idioms of Coorgs of the Andhra Pradesh. The ritual complex of Mangala. Formerly, Mangala was performed to mark the attainment of social adulthood by a boy when his ears were ritually bored by the goldsmith. This Mangala, the first to be performed for a boy, was called Kemi Kutti Mangala, or the Mangala at which the ears are bored. The wearing of the earrings was symbolical of the attainment of the social adulthood. One who was physiologically an adult but who had not undergone the ear boring Mangala did not count as adult for rituals and social purposes. The counterpart of ear-boring Mangala for a girl was the Mangala performed when she attained puberty. This was called Polkanda Mangala, or Mangala performed on the sightening of defilement. The menstrual flow was regarded as defiling, and formerly a woman observed seclusion for 3 days during her periods. Mangala was also performed when a woman became pregnant for the first time. A woman who had given birth to 10 children, all of whom were alive, was entitled to a form of Mangala known as Patandek Alapa. A man who killed a panther or tiger had the right to Nari Mangala or Tiger Mangala being performed in his honor. Marriage increased a man's status, and a bachelor was regarded as socially and ritually inferior to a married man. Mangala was performed to a bachelor's corpse before burying or cremating it presumably in order to raise the status of the soul of the dead bachelor. A man who had lost two wives in succession was ritually married to a plantain tree before marrying his third wife. The marriage to a plantain tree was called Balek Mangala or Plantain Mangala, and the tree was cut down soon after the Mangala. Formerly, when a man built a new house, he performed Mane Mangala or House Mangala. Mangala was performed for the head of the house on this occasion. Another form of Mangala, which has entirely disappeared now, is Attu Mangala or Ox Mangal. The ideal and usual marriage in Coorg is for a virgin to marry a bachelor, and that is called Kanni Mangal or Virgin Mangala. The astrologer selects an auspicious day for the performance of Mangal and an even more auspicious part of the day for the performance of Murta, which is the most important part of Mangala. Four Coorgs beat the small Coorg drum called Dudi, and some traditional songs are sung at various points during Mangala. These songs give an account of the ritual that is being performed. The singers also sing the road song while the subject of Mangala is taken from one part of the house to another, and the road song gives a traditionally exaggerated account for everything that is found en route. Mangala indicated the movement of the subject from one position in the social structure to another, marking a change in his social personality. Murta ritual is the most important part of Mangala, and consequently it is performed during the most auspicious part of the auspicious day, and the subject undergoes a series of preparatory and purificatory rites before sitting down for the Murta. The subject of Mangala, if male, is ritually shaved by the barber, after which he is given a bath by three women relatives whose husbands are alive. The ancestral estate, the most valuable part of which is the rice field is regarded as sacred. A Coorg is not allowed to walk in it wearing his sandals, just as he is not allowed to enter the inner parts of the ancestral house or a temple with his sandals on. He is not allowed to whistle or hold an umbrella over his head while walking in the ancestral estate. Both these acts are not consistent with the ritual respect which the estate has to be accorded. The entire rice field is cut up into a number of small rectangular plots ridged up on all the four sides. Each plot is referred to by a distinct name, and one of these plots is regarded as the main plot, and it has the same name as the entire rice field. The traditional association between an oka and its ancestral estate is symbolized in the custom of burying the umbilical cord cord of the eldest son of the head of the oka in the main plot of ancestral estate. The eldest is the one who is going to become the head of the oka. He will have to look after the ancestral rice field. The main plot stands for the entire rice field, and it is entirely proper that the umbilical cord of the future head of the oka should be buried in the main plot. Thus Akur continues to take an interest in the affairs of his oka even after his death, which means that he continues to care for the rice field on which the prosperity and happiness of the oka and thus indirectly of the total society depends. The Kaveri festival includes a rite called Bhuttu, and this is intended to protect the growing crop in the woods, on the estate, and the domestic well. One of the most important calendar festival of the Coorgs is the Putri, when the paddy sheaves are ritually cut. The concept of pole and madi. The Kodagi The Kodagi term for ritual purity is muddy, and this term is found in all other Dravidian languages except Malayalam, and Pol, which means ritual impurity, is found in all Dravidian languages except Telugu. Pol is used in Kodagi in two senses: one, in which it means ritual impurity generally, and another, in which it means certain specific forms of ritual impurity. In the latter case, it is usual to add the necessary prefix, for instance, Kurudu pole, blind pollution, or Tinga pole, monthly pollution, refers to the impurity of a woman in her periods, and Petta pole or Purudu pole refers to birth pollution. A man is in a condition of ritual impurity in relation to a member of a higher caste, while he is in a condition of ritual purity towards a member of a lower caste. The concept of ritual purity and impurity systemize and maintain the structural distance between different castes. Caste hierarchy, on the other hand, makes these concepts relative except with reference to caste at either extreme. Nail and hair pairings. Nail and hair pairings are impure, and they have to be thrown far away from the house. Poverty will result if they are scattered in the house. Birth and death both result in ritual impurity for the entire household for several days. This ritual impurity will not disappear even if the impure person has a dozen baths a day. But once the prescribed period is over, the individual attains his normal ritual status after a bath. If the crows perch on a roof and cows the death of someone under the roof, under that roof, is presaged. A man who sees two crows mating with mating will die soon after unless he sends a false message announcing his death to his kinsmen. The harvest festival and the festival of arms are both significant in this connection. The Kanya astrologer decides what periods of time are auspicious for worshipping weapons and for cutting branches of the tree. He also decides when the village or nad should have the collective hunt, in which direction the hunting party should go if they want the hunt to be successful, and finally the man who should lead the hunt. The weapons are cleaned and kept either in the sacred central hall or in the southwestern room. They are marked with sandalwood paste. The weapons are worshipped with flowers, and a favorite flower used for worship on this occasion is toku, which derives its name from the fact that it looks like a gun. Carried meat and cooked rice flour are offered on plantain leaves to the weapon. All the adult males in every oka in the village or nad have to cooperate in the collective hunt that is held after the festival of arms. Each oka takes its dog to the hunt. Every dog gets a portion of the meat of the animal killed. Every man taking part in the hunt gets a share, and those who hit the game first and second get an extra share each. He would sorry he who first hit the game is also entitled to the animal's head, while the one who was the first to touch the killed animal's tail is given one of the front legs in addition to his ordinary share. Conclusion: Srinivas' aim in this book is to show the interconnection of religion with society and how religion contributes to an overall continuity of the social order. Among the quotes, Srinivas says that the patrilineal, patrilocal, and patriarchal joint family is at the core of the system and its continuity is the most important aspect. How does the ethnography advance our understanding? This ethnography is a salient contribution to the understanding of the rituals from a functional perspective. The concept of Sanskritization has also been given here, which means that a lowly placed caste or tribe tries to emulate the customs and practices of the upper caste with an aim to become its member in due course of time. Srinivas illustrated this process with the help of the Coorgs. To make the concept more understandable, we will now focus on the work of Jonathan P. Perry, who gave a very lucid picture of rituals attached to death in the holy city of Banaras in his book Death in Banaras, published by the Cambridge University Press. Thank you very much. After that, we will discuss theoretical part of which the ethnography Death in Banaras is an example. Thank you.